What is going on, good people? It is our first video of 2026 and welcome to the lawn. Hey, it is looking like a winter dormant lawn here in Maryland, but we still got a little bit of time before we really get going here. But you people in the transition zone and further south, it is go time for you, and the first thing that you need to be doing is getting down your pre-emergent. So in this video, we're going to cover the things that you need to know about your pre-emergent, when to get it down, how much to put down, what you need to be using, and why to use a pre-emergent. Let's get into this video. All right, when it comes to pre-emergent, it's going to be one of those things that you're going to hear people talking about all over the place, especially if you're new to lawn care. It is pretty important, and it can really make a difference in the way your lawn looks as you start to get into the season. So a pre-emergent is a product that addresses your weed problem. Many people that are getting into lawn care and are new to lawn care, weeds are a big deal. So this is a product that is going to help reduce the number of weeds that you see in your lawn, because we're going to put this product down prior to the weeds actually establishing in your lawn. It does not prevent or eliminate any existing weeds that are already there, only those that haven't germinated yet and haven't established in your lawn. If you currently have weeds, you'll need to have post-emergent put down to take care of those. So when it comes to a pre-emergent, there are many different types of pre-emergents out there. The most common one is prodiamine, or also known as barricade. There's also dimension, known as dithiapyr, and then also gallery. I've got some additional videos out there that you can go back and check out to really get more information on their prodiamine and dithiapyr pre-emergents. One pre-emergent that's not talked about very much, because it is slightly expensive, is gallery. Gallery is a broadleaf weed control. It helps get rid of a lot of those weeds that some of the prodiamines and dithiapyr doesn't really cover and is not labeled for. So crabgrass is a big one that dithiapyr and prodiamine is really good at being able to control. So make sure you're checking out the label to see which weeds are covered, depending on which pre-emergent you decide to go down with. When it comes to timing of putting down a pre-emergent, this can get slightly difficult, but I'm here to make it as simple as possible. As you start to get your soil temps, not necessarily your air temps, but when your soil temps start to approach that 50-degree mark, that is when you should be looking at getting ready to get your pre-emergent down. So one of the benefits of using a split application, which we'll get into later, is making sure that you're early enough to be able to catch the majority of the weeds that have not germinated yet, to be able to make sure that this product is able to do what it does. Don't try to be all perfect and wait till the exact timing of when you want to get your pre-emergent down, and I got to get it exactly at 50 degrees or exactly at 54 degrees. If your soil temps are starting to get close to that 50-degree mark and you see warmer days in your 2-week forecast, you can go ahead and get your pre-emergent down. Even if you see a cool temperature dip that is going to be coming, don't worry, your pre-emergent's not going to be ineffective because it turns back cold again. But what it is going to do is make sure it's effective if you get those temperature spikes where now your soil temp jumps up to 55 or above on your soil temps, and now some of those weeds are starting to germinate, but you haven't got your pre-emergent down. Now you're behind the curve. Just get it down earlier. Earlier is better than being late. That way you prevent as many of those weeds from establishing in your lawn as possible. The next thing that a pre-emergent needs when you apply it is it needs to be watered in. It needs to get down into the soil. So you want to make sure that you're either timing this around some rain, which most people don't have their irrigation up and running quite yet because it's still pretty cold. You can get your application down whether you're using a liquid or a granular pre-emergent time it around that rain, let it get watered in from up above, and then you're all set with that first application. And if you're looking for a method of monitoring your soil temps, check out Greencast online. It's a free website that you can go to, type in your zip code, city, or whichever one you prefer, and it'll give you your average soil temps around that area. Not going to be exact of what your soil temps are specifically in your lawn, but it is a method for you to monitor when it's going to be go time for you. When it comes to how much pre-emergent you should apply, I'm going to refer you right to your label. So depending on which product you're going to be using, you're going to go down with whatever your label rates are. So there you're going to have a rate for cool season lawns, those type of grass types, you'll see those on the label, and then there'll also be a rate for warm season grass types. So knowing what grass type you have is going to be the first thing to identify on that label to ensure that you're putting down the correct label rate for your grass type. The next thing is going to be the coverage period that you're going to be looking for. On the label, especially for prodiamine, you'll see that depending on the length of coverage period that you want to have for your pre-emergent to prevent those weeds from establishing, you're going to use a different rate. If you want a smaller window, you're going to use less pre-emergent. If you want a longer duration of coverage, you're going to use a higher rate, but not above the yearly label rate. So as you look at those label rates, you'll identify how much you need to put down. This is where having your square footage is going to be important, because you'll take whatever the label rate is per 1,000 square feet, multiply that by the number of square feet that you have, and now you have your total amount of product that you need to put into the tank and apply to your lawn. So that is the way of identifying how much product you need to apply to get the coverage that you're looking for. When it comes to determining the length of coverage you need, especially with a cool season lawn, you're going to want to make sure that if you're going to be doing a overseeding, that pre-emergent is now out of the soil and no longer preventing things from germinating, because it will prevent your grass seed from coming up in the fall if you have applied too much pre-emergent. So if you want to do a fall overseeding either on a cool season or a warm season lawn, maybe you're doing a ryegrass overseed on some Bermuda grass, you want to make sure that your length of coverage does not extend beyond that period of time when you want to do your overseeding. Typically that's around the September-ish or October time frame in most areas for you to do an overseeding. So you may be looking anywhere from a coverage period of 6 to maybe 8 months, depending on when your season gets going and your soil temps get up to that 50-degree mark where you need to apply your pre-emergent. All right, so as we close this video out, just make sure that you're getting your pre-emergent down. It doesn't have to be a very difficult task to understand when to put down your pre-emergent. Just know getting it down earlier is better than being late. Put down those split applications, get half of your rate down early or on time, and then put down your next application between 30 to 45, 60 days after that. You'll be good to go for the entire season. All right, y'all, as we always say, just know we work.